You won't believe what happens in this courtroom. Meet Al Morris, a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen, who shows up thinking he can challenge the system with a prepared script full of wild legal theories. Right from the start, it's clear he's in over his head. The judge immediately puts him on the spot, asking about basic legal concepts like the 14th Amendment and the Uniform Commercial Code, and Morris struggles to give any clear answers. As the hearing goes on, it becomes obvious that Morris is unprepared. He tries to use confusing language and legal buzzwords, claiming to be a traveling national and insisting the court has no authority over him, but the judge stays calm, firm, and completely in control. Every attempt Morris makes to derail the proceedings is quickly dismantled, showing just how ineffective these arguments really are. What makes this even more shocking is the bigger picture. These kinds of tactics don't just fail, they waste everyone's time, clog the court system, and ultimately cost taxpayers money. The judge handles it perfectly, keeping the case moving and making it clear that no amount of fancy words can replace real legal knowledge. If you've ever wondered what happens when someone tries to outsmart the law with fancy scripts and sovereign citizen claims, this video is a must-watch. It's equal parts jaw-dropping, frustrating, and educational. A real lesson in why preparation and understanding the system matter more than gimmicks.
Of course, I know Mr. Hill was representing you in the 23174 case. You're here for an arraignment on the 24 CF49 case. Has your financial circumstances changed?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to appoint the law officer here, Mark Sims, to represent you in the 24 case.
I go state this to the court.
You raise your right hand and
yes.
now that Mr. Hill is representing you, you probably want to talk to Mr. Hill before you say anything. We're recording this proceeding, so anything you say may be used against you. But I'm listening to whatever you want me to consider.
Yes, I'm not real sure what Mr. Morris is trying to claim, and that writing right there said he's not a citizen, and something about a secured.
My name is Alize Morris, a secure party creditor under the UCC1 filed in Florida. American national being held in custody in Gulf County, which is not a 14th Amendment citizen of the United States. Not a record. So documentation, which is official records. To state it, I'm the agent of the said principal.
Who wrote that for you?
I did.
Why do you need to read it if you know what you're talking about?
This memory.
Okay. Tell me what the 14th Amendment says.
That you are considered a slave under the 14th Amendment.
That who's considered a slave? I'm not a slave.
No, the incarcerated person. This if you commit a crime.
Okay. Doesn't say if you commit.
Yeah.
That's not what it reads.
I got the 14th Amendment really wasn't in the book.
What book?
The book that we have in the back.
What book do you have in the back?
It's a law book.
What law book is it?
Florida statute book. Yes.
So the 14th Amendment isn't in the Florida statutes? That's because it's an amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know what the 14th Amendment reads?
The 14th Amendment reads not off on the top. Not off.
Okay.
That's why I written.
What else do you want me to consider?
That I'm a secure party creditor under the UCC1.
Tell me what the UCC1 reads.
I wish I had my documentation in front of me to present it all the way. I wish I had someone here that was supposed to be here so I can have it.
I asked you who wrote that for you. You said you did.
I wrote it. Yes.
So do you know what you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
All right. So tell me what the UCC1 reads.
It's the Uniform Commercial Code filed with the Secretary of State or within the entities under the contract with the Secretary of the State to maintain Uniform Commercial Code records and database of judgment liens maintained by the Secretary of State.
Now tell me what UCC1 reads.
It's a statement and it's a financial.
You don't know what the UCC1 reads, do you?
Not on top.
You're not prepared. You're not prepared this morning with your sovereign citizen argument. You need some additional time to
Yes,
prepare?
sir.
I'll give you some additional time to prepare your sovereign citizen argument. When do you want to come back?
I would ask that, he's got two cases. I know one we've got, already got the discovery on that I need to go meet with him at the jail and go over. Being at the jail, I mean, I can find time between now and May 9th to go to the jail and take care of that.
All right, Mr. Morrison, you come back. Usually when sovereign citizens come in the courtroom, at least they can recite from memory a lot of the stuff they travel under. So next time you want to come with your sovereign citizen argument, be prepared, okay? I'll listen to you, but be prepared.
Yes.
But you're not doing justice to your fellow traveling nationals who consider themselves sovereign citizens if you're not prepared to even articulate what the argument is, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see you May 9th at 1:30.
Today.
Be prepared next time, all right?
Yes, sir.
It should have a constitution in the back so you can read the 14th Amendment and be able to tell me what it reads. And
What it says right here, what is state?
we're going to, May 9th at 1:30.
Machine into a contract.
That's not a contract. That's giving you notice that you're
Yes,
going to come back.
Leadership.
You're fine. I'm not going to query you about what a contract is, but we'll talk about whatever you want me to consider next time. Take care.
You are about to witness a courtroom confrontation unlike anything you've seen before. Al Morris, a man who proudly calls himself a sovereign citizen, walks into court thinking he can outsmart the legal system with a script he prepared. He comes in full of confidence, convinced that the rules don't apply to him and that he has special rights the court has no authority to challenge. But from the very moment he opens his mouth, it becomes clear that confidence doesn't equal knowledge. Morris begins speaking, reading from his papers, using complicated legal phrases and unusual claims, but as the judge listens, it becomes obvious he doesn't truly understand what he's saying. The judge, calm and composed, starts asking pointed questions about the 14th Amendment, about the Uniform Commercial Code, about the legal framework that governs every citizen's rights and obligations. Morris struggles to answer. He fumbles through explanations, contradicts himself, and at times seems completely lost in his own script. It's fascinating to watch, because you can see how someone convinced they have the law on their side can actually be completely unprepared. Morris insists on his status as a traveling national, claiming that because of this, the court cannot touch him, cannot enforce laws against him, and cannot even acknowledge his presence as subject to normal legal procedures. The judge listens patiently, allowing him to speak, but never lets the argument go unchallenged. Every statement Morris makes is met with calm, firm correction, and the gaps in his understanding become more and more evident. As the hearing continues, it's almost like watching a lesson unfold in real time. The judge explains, without anger, why these arguments are not valid, why legal authority exists, and how claims like sovereign citizen do not exempt anyone from following the law. Morris's repeated attempts to assert special privileges fall flat, and it becomes a cycle of him reading, the judge questioning, and Morris faltering. It's clear he is unprepared for the reality of a courtroom where knowledge, not script, is what matters. What's remarkable here is the patience and professionalism of the judge. Many people might have become frustrated or dismissed Morris outright, but instead, the judge systematically addresses each point, giving him the chance to clarify and explain, while simultaneously making it very clear to anyone watching that the law does not bend to unverified claims. The courtroom becomes a stage where education meets confrontation, showing viewer the difference between understanding the law and simply thinking you understand it. Throughout the hearing, the issue of public impact is also highlighted. The narrator emphasizes that arguments like Morris's are not just harmless mistakes, they have real consequences. They waste court time, they delay legitimate cases, and they cost taxpayers money. Every minute spent listening to unsubstantiated claims is a minute not spent resolving real disputes. The video makes it clear that the courtroom is not a place for theatrics or improvisation. It's a place where preparation, knowledge, and respect for the system matter above all else. Morris continues to insist on his interpretations of legal documents and constitutional amendments, but the more he speaks, the more apparent it becomes that he's relying on misconceptions, not facts. He must quote statutes, confuses legal terminology, and often circles back to arguments the judge has already refuted. The judge, however, handles this with incredible skill, maintaining control and keeping the discussion focused on facts, precedent, and the law itself. The patience required to manage such a hearing is immense, and watching it unfold demonstrates just how challenging it can be to deal with individuals who refuse to accept established legal procedures. There are moments in the hearing where Morris seems confident, thinking he has delivered a point that will leave the judge impressed or confused. But each time, the judge methodically dismantles the argument. This is not done with anger, sarcasm, or ridicule, it's done with clarity and authority. The video shows that in the legal world, confidence without understanding is meaningless. The courtroom becomes a mirror, reflecting the reality that knowledge is power and preparation is everything. The hearing also brings to light the psychology behind sovereign citizen claims. Morris's insistence on special statuses and exemptions reflects a desire to control the environment around him, to feel untouchable. But the legal system operates on rules, procedures, and accountability. Watching the judge manage the situation shows how the system balances firmness with fairness, allowing individuals to speak while ensuring that frivolous or unfounded claims do not derail the process. As the minutes pass, the video emphasizes the consequences of this type of behavior. Beyond personal embarrassment or failure in court, the actions of individuals like Morris have broader effects. Court calendars are delayed, resources are consumed unnecessarily, and real cases face postponement. Taxpayers indirectly bear the burden of frivolous arguments, making the situation more serious than a simple misunderstanding. The narrator repeatedly draws attention to this, highlighting why preparation and genuine legal understanding matter not just for individuals, but for society as a whole. By the end of the hearing, Morris has tried every tactic he can think of, quoting laws inaccurately, claiming constitutional exemptions, asserting personal status as a defense, and relying on his prepared script. Yet, none of it works. The judge remains in control throughout, illustrating the importance of competence, preparation, and respect for the legal system. Viewers see a clear contrast between someone who believes they can manipulate the system and the reality of how the system actually works. This video is a perfect example of how courtroom knowledge, patience, and authority intersect. It's educational, it's dramatic, and it's a cautionary tale for anyone who thinks that clever scripts or legal buzzwords can replace real understanding. Watching Morris struggle makes it obvious that preparation is essential, while observing the judge shows how professionalism and expertise can handle even the most challenging and misguided arguments. The story of this hearing doesn't end with one man's failure, it serves as a reminder that the law is consistent, the rules are clear, and attempts to bypass them without true understanding are doomed to fail. For anyone interested in law, human behavior, or the inner workings of the justice system, this video is both entertaining and informative. It demonstrates the consequences of misunderstanding, the cost of frivolous claims, and the importance of respecting processes that are designed to serve everyone fairly. Ultimately, the courtroom becomes a classroom. Every misstep by Morris is a lesson for viewer. Knowledge, preparation, and respect for authority are not optional, they are essential. The judge's calm yet firm handling of the situation provides a model for dealing with difficult, unprepared, or misguided individuals in any professional setting. This video captures it all: the tension, the drama, the failures, and the lessons, and keeps you glued to every moment. Watching this hearing is more than just seeing someone fail. It's about understanding the power of preparation, the importance of knowledge, and the reality of consequences. Morris's attempts, no matter how confident, cannot outweigh the authority of facts, logic, and legal expertise. The courtroom demonstrates that the system works when it is respected and that those who attempt to manipulate it without understanding are inevitably exposed. From start to finish, the video is a compelling narrative of confrontation, education, and authority. It illustrates how fragile misguided confidence can be in the face of true knowledge, and how patience and professionalism can handle even the most challenging scenarios. By the end, viewers are left with a mix of disbelief, education, and reflection on how the law operates and why preparation matters more than anything else. This courtroom hearing, with all its tension and drama, is not just a story about one man, it's a lesson for everyone watching. It shows that the law is consistent, that frivolous claims waste resources, and that true understanding and preparation are the keys to navigating any complex system successfully.